Hey everyone, it's Michael again, and we are live. And of course, it is my birthday today, officially 29. And like I said, I was going to do a little birthday stream today. I'm going to show you some figures that I got. And I'm also going to do a DVD Blu-ray 4K update, and also the Q&A that you guys sent in your questions in the comments on my Q&A video. I'm going to answer your questions that you guys sent in, and enjoying the day so far. And I am going out tonight, going out with some friends, to a nice, little restaurant. So we're gonna have some fun. So it's a blast today so far. But I did receive cards from my sister. I also received she gave me some M&Ms, because M&Ms are my favorite candy, besides Reese's and Hershey's, Butterfingers, all those types of candies though. So it's cool that she gave me these. So, and then she gave me cards here, and inside of one, she gave me a lotto scratch off. It's really cool. $1 million premium play. Match any of your numbers to any of the wooden numbers. When prize shown, reveal a dollar on a coin symbol. When prize shown automatically. Reveal a 2x symbol when 2 times prize is shown. Reveal a 5x symbol when 5 times. Reveal a gold symbol when $100 automatically. So pretty cool. It's a $5 scratch off, of course, from the New York lottery. So she got me that, and also she got me a right here is a she got me a Visa gift card right there. So that was nice for her. It's worth $100. So I appreciated her for giving me this, for getting me the M&Ms, the scratch off, and the $100 Visa gift card. So I thanked her for that. Thank you, HR07, and thank you, Tommy Pickles Fan 1992. So I appreciate you guys wishing me a happy birthday. And those are some nice presents. I thank my sister for them. But I'll show you guys some figures that I picked up in the recent months. So just get these here. Okay, so got the figures. Bob Runkle, I've been watching you since 2009. Absolutely great to connect with you finally. Well, thank you for watching, Bob. You're a long-time watcher, and I appreciate everyone who takes the time and watches my videos, comment on them. I really appreciate the nice comments. Just everybody on here who watches my videos are really nice. Do you think you could maybe do live streams for show recaps like SmackDown and Raw and stuff? I have thought about doing that. I actually did it one time. It was like a Monday Night Raw one, and I was watching it, and I was just silent the whole time. So I probably would probably bore people where I'm just watching the TV and not saying anything. So, but if you guys want me to do a SmackDown, Raw, AEW watch, along, let me know. I'll try it. If I don't bore you guys, with just me watching the show and, not saying anything. So, but yeah, I have thought of that. Thank you for mentioning that, HR07. So the figures that I got were the Miss Elizabeth Elite in the Series 77. Very cool. I like detail of how she looks. Miss Elizabeth, may she rest in peace. Here is the side. Nice photo of Miss Elizabeth right there. Here's the back. So you can read right there. And here are the other superstars that came in the Series 77 Elite. The Series 77 line. Styles, Ronda Rousey, Viscera, Ravishing Rick Rude, and The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I want to get the Viscera one when I come across it, or I'll probably have to go on Ringside Collectibles and order it. The Rick Rude one, I might possibly get. And I already have the Fiend Bray Wyatt. So, but that Fiend Bray Wyatt one is very awesome looking. So very nice detail on that figure of the Fiend. So yeah, so I got this at Target. Pretty cool. So, and then I also got this. I also got from Target. Let me go back to the chat right here. Have you seen the images Nick released of the Rugrats revival yesterday? I did actually see it earlier this morning, and I gotta say, it doesn't look bad. I may give the Rugrats revival a watch. I'll give it a chance. So we'll see how that goes. You don't have to watch long just to recaps on the live stream. So, may possibly do that. But I love sticking with my reviews of the shows. Happy birthday, dude. Thank you, Jordan, 2002's Corner of Nostalgia. Thank you for that. We'll get to your questions when I do the Q&A. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Thank you, Matthew Johnson. Thank you, Brandon's Movie Corner. And this one I got, like I said, at Target. Actually got the Gremlins Ultimate Stripe figure here. This is from NECA. And NECA does an amazing job with their figures. So this is the side of it. This is the original poster that they used for Gremlins, for the original movie poster. So it says "We're here" on it. And Gremlins, of course, is a classic, one of my favorites. Here's the side to it. Here's the back. So you guys could read that there if you want to. And sorry if you hear banging in the background. That's my landlord fixing up the apartment downstairs, because the original people used to live downstairs, moved out. So you may hear some banging and some drilling here or there. So, but here is what the inside looks like. There's a stripe there. with the chainsaw. That was when the scene in the department store where he was coming after Zach Galligan's character Billy with the chainsaw. So it's really awesome. So that's one. And I also found this at Target. Another one I found at Target this week, and it is another Gremlins NECA figure, and it is the Winter Gremlins 2-pack. So it's pretty cool. It has a gingerbread man in there, candy cane. I apologize for the glare. So here's the side to it. The scene where they're all out on Mrs. Deagle's outside of Mrs. Deagle's house. In that scene. So here's the back. I'll just let you guys read that. Well, pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Here's what looks like down there. So yeah, these are the two Gremlins figures I got at Target. Going back to the chat right here, that Gremlins one looks pretty cool. It does. I have a NECA Kevin from Home Alone. Bob Runkle, I've been trying to find those Home Alone NECA figures. Last time that I saw them, I don't know if they were released by NECA, but it was when Toys R Us was still in business, and I should have got on them when I saw them over there, but missed out on the chance to get it. I loved both Gremlins 1 and 2. I like Gremlins. I like Gremlins the first one. Second one, it's okay, but didn't care for it. The first one was more of a horror comedy, and it was a very dark film. The second one was just a straightforward comedy. It was no horror. It was just basically a straight up comedy film. John Glover was awesome as Daniel Clamp in Gremlins 2. Thank you, Morgan Nye. Haven't watched Gremlins in a long time. You should give it another watch. It's a fun film, especially if you want to watch it during Christmas time. And it's very weird. When that film came out in 1984, I read that it came out the same day as Ghostbusters, and it's very weird because it's a Christmas film, but I think it would have done. It did well, but I think it would have really done well if it came out in December of that year. So that's just my opinion, though, because it's a summer film, and you're like, oh, it's a Christmas film released during the summer. It doesn't feel like it. I have a Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Pennywise action figure from NECA. That's awesome. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Well, today I turned 29. So it's my last year in my 20s. Next year I'll be 30. The big 3-0. So, but those were of course, the Gremlins figures. I will be 29 in April. Well, that's cool, Tommy Pickles fan. So these I picked up 2 days ago at Target. I'll start with this one, and it's from one of my all-time favorite films, and that is Back to the Future. And this is the time machine from the first film. This released, of course, by NECA. Very awesome looking. And this was the last one that they had on the counter there. And I was glad to pick this one up because they had the small replicas of the time machine, uh, in like a small little box there. But they only had only one left, and I picked this one up. So that's very cool. This is the second replica of the time machine that I have from the first movie. I received a couple years back. Here is the small replica of the time machine. So this is from the first film. This was released by Welly. So never heard of this company. I think it's never heard of the company though, but that's what it looks like. There's the back if you guys want to read. So, but it's very cool. But this one, of course, the NECA one, bigger. There's the front, the side, and the back right here. You guys want to read that? So yeah, it's very cool to have this. It's designed really well. Pretty cool. Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite movies, next to A Christmas Story, which is my all-time favorite Christmas film. So those are my two faves. And then last one, this is also a Back to the Future NECA figure. This is the Tales from Space thing where George McFly, Crispin Glover had the comic of this in that scene. And here's the side, the back. You know, the famous scene where Marty ends up waking up his father back in 1955, and he's dressed as this. You know, with the rock music blasting, which it said Van Halen on the tape, which may he rest in peace, Van Halen. So here is all the others that are released. Marty McFly from '85. Marty McFly 2015. They released from Back to the Future Part 2, and also Biff from 1955. It includes hair dryer, cassette player, interchangeable heads and hands. So I'm going to open it up here. That's what it looks like. Love the detail on this. So very cool, very awesome. Want to get more of the Back to the Future NECA figures if I do come across them. So those are the figures that I wanted to show off. But getting back to the chat here, one of my cousins turns 29 on Sunday. Pretty cool. Pretty clearly a 90s kid. Yes, I am a 90s kid. Born in 91. During 2002's Corner of Nostalgia, what are your all-time favorite shows on T-Nick or the N? For T-Nick, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, Drake and Josh, on the N. Not really a whole lot that I watched on the N. I didn't watch Degrassi or any of the other shows that were on there, Instant Star. But I remember it being on the N. But mostly Zoe 101, didn't even care for. Unfabulous. It was all mainly for girls. Trump is king. I searched for videos about the great Donald Trump, not some basement dweller geek playing with toy cars. Whatever. whatever. So now going to get to the DVD and Blu-ray and 4K update. So we get them here. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so got the DVDs and Blu-rays and 4Ks here. So I have a lot of them. Didn't get a chance to watch, all of them. So because I've been busy with work and other stuff that was busy in my life. So let me show this because I want to show you guys that I actually did pick this up, and I didn't play it yet because of busyness and a lot of stuff going on in my life. I picked up the Avengers game. Haven't played this yet. Heard it's a good game. Very much looking forward to play it when I get the chance. So got this got this from my job. So we'll get around to playing it. Let's see. I loved the Monday Night Wars back in 95, 2001. Yeah, the Attitude Era was the best time of WWE. I started watching in 2000, so it was still technically the Attitude Era. I know this isn't a 90s show, but Drake and Josh was the best, man. It was a great show. There have been rumors going around online, but they debunked them because they said that, Drake and Josh was going to get a reboot at Nickelodeon, but apparently those were debunked. So it would have been cool to see Drake and Josh come back, with the show. Vlogs. I don't know. Don't do gameplay vlogs. But I only did it that one time for that SmackDown. I think it was SmackDown versus Raw. I think it was, or it was one of the WWE games. That was the only time I did it. So, but I don't know. I don't play that much games because I've been busy and such. So I just don't have the time to do a lot of things. So, but anyways, gonna get to the DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K update. And you're saying, 4K. Yeah, you're probably like, but you don't got a 4K TV. Some of you will probably didn't watch one of my videos where I showed off the new 4K TV. Well, there it is. There's my 4K TV there. So yeah, I tested a 4K movie on my TV because we have a 4K TV in my living room. My dad has the 4K Ultra Blu-ray player in the living room. So I popped one of the movies that he bought on my Xbox One, and I was blown away by how great a movie looks on 4K. It pops up out at you, just clarity in the picture, just very awesome looking. How the movie looks on 4K. So, but yeah. So let me start with the DVD Blu-ray 4K update. I think it's better to safe than sorry. You saw what happened to Diary of a Wimpy Kid with that crappy Ford film reboot. I haven't seen any of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid films, but yeah, with this one, the first one I bought, this was 99 cents. I got this at E&J Boutique. It's a little thrift store in Brooklyn. And I've seen the trailer to this film over the years, but wanted to give it a watch. And the film stars Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins, and There's Nothing to Lose. We'll give this a watch at some point. Like I said, seen the trailer to this over the years, and found the trailer to be funny. So give this a watch. This one, very happy to have this one. And I seen this on TV years ago, and it was just a very hilarious special. It's a comedian, and it's his own HBO comedy special. And that has George Lopez, and this is called George Lopez, America's Mexican. This was live from the Dodge Theater in, well, not live, but it was filmed at the Dodge Theater in Phoenix, Arizona. So, but this special was very hilarious, and there are points in here where he was like, he wanted to add like, like those short like text messages, like where you go LOL, and then George Lopez says, "Oh, I got one to add to the list, FTP. You know what that means? Fuck that puto." It was just hilarious though, but very, very funny, very dirty also. Like some of the stuff that he was saying here. It includes never before seen footage from the comedy special, conversation with George Lopez. So, but this is the only George Lopez stand-up comedy show that I've seen. I know there was one where he was making fun of Jack in the Box, and he was like, "Oh, what the yuck in the box? Can I take your order?" Like when they go to the drive-through. So, and then he goes, "What kind of fountain drinks do you have?" But it was very funny though. But George Lopez, America's Mexican, hilarious special. If you guys haven't seen it, I would recommend it. You need to watch the first three. I think that trilogy might be the best kids film trilogy of all time. Well, I never read the books though, so I know my cousin is a fan of the books, and he has quite a few of them, and he's seen the films. Fluffy George Lopez all day. Haven't checked out Gabriel Iglesias' comedy acts. I remember him from All That though, when he was on the 6th season of the original All That series. And this one, I've seen this one before. I've seen clips of it here and there. I haven't watched the whole film, and it's one that one of my aunts liked this film, and it's very underrated. Nobody probably has ever even heard of this film, but it stars Aman Asante, and it's called Looking for an Echo. This also has Diane Venora, I think that's how you pronounce her last name. It also has, forgot his name, Eduardo Bollerini. He was in this guy right here. He was in the John Leguizamo film The Pest, which it was one of my favorite comedies. I know a lot of people hate that film, but it's a guilty pleasure for me. So, but basically, it's based on a film by this Vinny and the Dreamers. It was like a doo-wop group back in like the 50s and 60s. So, but definitely we'll watch the whole film. I've seen it here and there, and I've seen like clips of it. It seemed really good film. So we'll watch the whole film at some point and give it a review. All these I'll probably do reviews on when I get the chance. The movies are better than the books. They also do a better job of telling a story than the books. All right. Have you seen Bob Saget stand up? Seen some of them, but not the whole thing. Just in clips. Hi Jeff, how you doing? But this one, it's a Blu-ray. This is a Shout Factory Blu-ray, and it is a film that I really like. And Fred Savage stars in it, and that is The Wizard. This is from the Shout Select line. Love the slipcover to this. Very awesome. Basically, this film is like a long Nintendo commercial because it deals with the Nintendo Entertainment System, and Fred Savage's brother goes to this Nintendo tournament. I think it was at Universal Studios, and this was the first film to introduce Super Mario Brothers 3. So, but I do have the DVD of this, but it has no features on it. It's bare bones. It was from Universal. But it also stars Jenny Lewis, Beau Bridges, Christian Slater is in this. And it's just a very fun film, in my opinion. It's a very underrated movie. But this was remastered in 4K. It has a 4K transfer of this. Has a commentary with the director Todd Holland. Never before released deleted scenes. And it's a 2-disc though. That's all on disc 1. Disc 2 has The Road to California, a look back at The Wizard, including brand new interviews with Todd Holland, Fred Savage, Luke Edwards, David Chisholm, who is the writer and producer Ken Toplowski, and more. It also has How Can I Help You? Confessions of a Gameplay Counselor, a clinical analyst of The Wizard, post-screening Q&A from Let's Play Gaming Expo 2019 with Luke Edwards, David Chisholm, and Ken Toplowski, and a photo gallery. So we'll get a chance to watch this, hopefully. Still in its wrapping. So I heard the picture quality is really good on this because it was did a 4K transfer of it. Shout Factory did a 4K transfer of it. So, but it's a very fun film. If you're a fan of the old school Nintendo Entertainment System, definitely give The Wizard a shot. It's a fun movie. It's very underrated. So, but okay. And this one I showed in the Amazon unboxing, The Breaks. Give this one a watch. Not many people have probably heard this movie, so gonna give this a watch. It also has Darius McQuarrie in it from Family Matters, who played Eddie Winslow. So, and then also showed Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad Volume 2 with the final 25 episodes of its only first season. Very fun show from my childhood. It's not a great show by any means. It's funny. The acting isn't the greatest. The effects are cheesy. I mean, it's a cheesy show, but the effects are, pretty But like when they go into the computer, you could tell that they freeze frame the picture, and they go into the computer. But it's a very fun show. And the the last of the episodes that featured that character of Lucky, I think his name was. If you remember, if you watched the series, it had that guy Amp who he left the show. He was played by Troy Slayton. I remember looking up his like biography, like his filmography, and he was in the show called Parker Lewis Can't Lose, which I never even watched though. I never even seen the show, but it was from the '90s. But this show stars Matthew Lawrence before he played Jack Hunter on Boy Meets World. He did the show after Mrs. Doubtfire. So, but it's a very fun show. Even though the suits, it's them, it's people or guys fighting, in a rubber, suit, and Servo is like the game character in this show. So, but it's a very fun show. It's cheesy. Like I said, acting is not the greatest, though, but it's worth the watch. It's a fun show. It's not a show to be taken seriously, and it's based on a tokusatsu. It's based off of the show Gridman from Japan. So, and then I got this at Best Buy. This is the start of This is a 4K, and I picked up the Hocus Pocus Best Buy Steelbook. It's in 4K. Haven't gotten a chance to watch this yet, see how it looks on 4K, but Hocus Pocus is a classic. Us 90s kids watch this whenever Halloween comes by, because Disney Channel always played this movie every Halloween. Now it's on Freeform. So I remember, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. This came out in 1993, so 10, 20, 2013 is 20, 21, 22. So 2018, they did a 25th anniversary special on Freeform, where they had, of course, the kid characters, reunite, and they were in the special. I think it took place at like a Disney Expo kind of gathering. So, but this has the 4K and the Blu-ray. The 4K, it just has the movie. The Blu-ray has the We Love Hocus Pocus Trivia and Treats edition. It has deleted scenes, fun facts and trivia, cast and crew commentary, art and storyboards, behind the scenes secrets, and more. It also has the original 1993 production featurette. Discover that Richcraft is cinematic artistry and disguised in this resurrected throwback production featurette. So it's about time, like when that Blu-ray was released, because they released a Blu-ray which was bare bones. Glad it got the special edition that it deserved, with the deleted scenes and a commentary. So glad to have this. Love how this Steelbook looks. That's the Hocus Pocus Best Buy Steelbook. Today's my dad's birthday too. Well, happy birthday to your dad, Matthew Johnson. What's your favorite rated R Halloween movie? My favorite is, of course, the 1978 Halloween film. So, going back to the update, you saw me unbox this in a video, the Little Monsters Blu-ray. This is the Vestron video collector series released by Lionsgate. Very good movie. Stars Fred Savage and Howie Mandel. Has a whole lot of special features. But open this. It has the disc in there. So very cool art on the discs. So we'll get a chance to watch this. Also picked up the Best Buy Steelbook 4K of Home Alone. Here's the back to it. Just has the 4K and the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray has the same features. So really glad to have this on 4K. I like that it has the paint bucket there, the spider. So, and I heard that Disney is going to stop releasing films on physical media because they said that Hocus Pocus and Home Alone were going to be the last two films to be released on physical media, and then everything's just going to be on Disney Plus. So that's what I heard though. So that may be true. And then this one I picked up also at Best Buy. This the Best Buy Steelbook of the 60th anniversary of Psycho, and it has the uncut version. And I heard that the disc has like when you watch the film, the audio. They messed up on the audio, and now Universal is doing like a replacement disc thing. The only way to get the replacement, from what I heard, is you have to have the receipt of your purchase of the film, which I think I threw out the receipt, so I can't get the replacement disc for this. But Psycho is a classic, one of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films. I remember the first time I saw this was in one of my film class in high school. My film teacher made us watch this film, and I just really loved it. Liked how the way it was filmed. It's very dark. Of course, the shower scene everybody knows. It's just a very iconic film, and this film started the whole slasher films thing. Without this film, we would have gotten Friday the 13th or any of the other slasher films. So, but this has two versions. It has the widely seen version of the movie that was edited for content and used for TV broadcasts and theatrical re-release and home entertainment over the last 60 years. It also has the uncut version, of course, which has the extended version of the movie as it was shown back in 1960. And it was exactly as intended by Alfred Hitchcock. And it's available with additional footage for the first time. So, yeah, love how the way the Steelbook looks. Very cool. Can only get this at Best Buy. Who knows if they still have this Steelbook out there. So, but hold on a minute. Just texting some friends here. Okay. So now moving on. This one is also a Best Buy Steelbook 4K, and I really like the cover to this, and that is one of my favorite movies, The Goonies. And it says Goonies, Never Say Die on it, with the skull and the sword there. Very awesome. Here's the back. So it has the same features that were on the DVD and the Blu-ray. So, there you go. One of my favorite films. And I think it was Matthew Johnson who said, let me see here. Let me go to the comments here in the Q&A. I don't know if it was him who said it. Yeah, it was Matthew Johnson. He said, "What was your favorite Warner Brothers movie? What's your favorite Warner Brothers movie?" This will be it. The Goonies. It's just the Goonies is the perfect kids adventure movie, in my opinion, or family adventure film. So it's just absolutely a classic film. You know, Sean Astin, Corey Feldman, one of my favorites. So there you go. So I answered one of Matthew Johnson's questions. So there you go, Matthew Johnson. And in this one, I picked up the 4K Ultra Edition of Beetlejuice, classic film, one of my favorite Tim Burton films. Tim Burton is one of my favorite directors, and I love the slipcover to this. So here's the back to it. Obviously, the special features it has here are the 3 hilarious episodes of the Beetlejuice cartoon series and the trailer. Really wish they would have gotten a commentary like with Michael Keaton or Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis. I'm sure Tim Burton should do a commentary for this. But it's a very fun classic film. Michael Keaton does a good job, amazing job playing Beetlejuice. It's one of my favorite films from my childhood. Thank you, The Undertaker. Thank you. I love Beetlejuice. Alec Baldwin was so young. Yes, he was, and he looked, a lot different there than, how he looks now, though. So, in this one, I picked up. This is one of my favorite films of this year, and it is The King of Staten Island, starring Pete Davidson. I reviewed this film. Really enjoyed it. Even though it's a long film, it's a 2-hour film. Definitely worth the watch, though. Definitely give The King of Staten Island a watch. Check out my review of the film if you guys haven't seen it. What was your favorite WWE era? The Attitude Era. So there you go, The Undertaker. Of course, the Ruthless Aggression era was one of my favorites too. And hell, Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression era, when you watch those 2 eras, you see a big difference of those 2 eras than when you compare it to how this era of WWE is. You're like when you rewatch matches from the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression era, you get excited, and you can see a big difference there. Did you like the Brawl for All in WWE? So, but next one is Twister, which stars Helen Hunt, Bill Paxton, Jamie Gertz, Carrie Elwes, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I've heard pretty good things about this film, so we'll give this a watch. I know this is one of the first films that were released on DVD when DVD came out. Has a commentary by Jen DeBont, visual effects supervisor Stefan Fangmeyer, I think that's how you pronounce his name. New featurette, Chasing the Storm, Twister Revisited. Comes with a History Channel documentary, Nature Tech, Tornadoes, Anatomy of a Twister, HBO First Look, The Making of Twister, Van Halen, Humans Being music video, and the trailers. So we'll give Twister a watch. And rest in peace, Bill Paxton. He's no longer with us, which is a shame. So. Hey, Mitchell X, what's your best wrestler impression? I can't even do a good impression of a wrestler. So. But the next one I got was The Sorcerer's Apprentice. This is a film that I want to check out. Stars Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. Haven't watched this yet, but was really interested in checking it out. Has features. It has Magic in the City, The Science of Sorcery, Making Magic Real, Fantasia Reinventing a Classic, The World's Coolest Car, 5 deleted scenes, outtakes, and more. And on the DVD, the DVD feature film, it has the making of The Sorcerer's Apprentice and the deleted scene. So we'll give this a watch. Seems like a fun film. Then also picked up 10 Cloverfield Lane. Saw this in the theater. Really liked the film. Stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead. John Goodman played a crazy guy in this. It also had John Gallagher Jr. Features it has a commentary by Dan Trachtenberg and producer J.J. Abrams. Cloverfield 2, Bunker Mentality, Duck and Cover, spin-off Kelvin Optical, Fine Tune, and End of Story. So I really enjoyed 10 Cloverfield Lane. I didn't check out the film, the Cloverfield film that they released on Netflix. I think it was called the Cloverfield Paradox, I think. So got to give that a watch. Yeah. He can't look 29. He looks lower than 20. Well, that's the young genes that run the family. You know, I don't look my age. People say I look 17, 18, but it all has to do with young genes, and it runs in my family. So. And then I picked up Batman '89 on 4K. Great film, directed by Tim Burton. Got to pick up Batman Returns on 4K. I heard the picture quality on this is amazing. So Jack Nicholson as the Joker, you know, was awesome. So that's that. Then also picked up the classic 1978 Superman, starring Christopher Reeve. Just a classic film. Has the 80 years of Superman sticker on there. And I got this used. I got this off of eBay because I wanted the slipcover. Here's the back to it. You know, him and also stars Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. Also Margot Kidder, who plays Lois Lane. And may both Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder rest in peace. So it also has Terrence Stamp, Felix Thaxter. So, but special features, it has a commentary by Pierre Spengler and executive producer Ilya Salkind on both the 4K and the Blu-ray. Has the making of Superman the movie, 1978 TV special, the trailers, the TV spot, and more. It includes also the theatrical version on both the 4K and the Blu-ray. So heard the picture quality on this was awesome too. So give that a watch. And this is one that I wanted to see to check out for a long while. And the film is Akira. And this is the 25th anniversary edition on Blu-ray. I know this is coming out to 4K at the end of the year in December. But this film, it's one of the greatest anime films ever done. And it's very bloody. Some parts of the film, it's very gross. But it is a good film. It's definitely one of those films where you have to watch, a few times in order to understand it a lot more. Because when I watched it the first time, I'm like, I like it, but I don't really understand, a lot of it though. But it was worth watching. It's a classic film, classic anime. So it has a Akira sound clip, director interview, storyboard collection, the writing on the wall, original trailers, original commercials, restoring Akira, glossary, the U.S. trailer, and also more trailers. So, but Akira, it's a classic. Definitely give it a watch. It's like I said, it's one of those films you have to watch again and again in order to understand what's going on. So, and then I picked up Alien, the 40th anniversary edition on 4K, classic film, and surprisingly, they only released the first Alien on 4K. Aliens, of course, is not out on 4K, which I hope it does, because I don't know, because Disney bought 20th Century Fox, so who knows what they're going to do with it. So here's the back. It includes the 79 theatrical version, the 2003 director's cut, the commentary by Ridley Scott, the cast and the crew. Has a commentary by Ridley Scott on the theatrical version only, an introduction by Ridley Scott on the director's cut, and on the Blu-ray, which it's only on the Blu-ray, as you can see back here. Includes final theatrical isolated score by Jerry Goldsmith, composer's original isolated score by Jerry Goldsmith, and the deleted and extended scenes. So I know this is going to look amazing on 4K when I get around to watching it. And then I picked up The Wizard of Oz, also on 4K. Love this slipcover here. Wizard of Oz. What can I say about this film? It's a classic, one of the greatest films of all time. And I know the 4K for people said that it looks absolutely beautiful. The picture quality has a commentary. This is the 4K special features, has a commentary featuring Oz historian John Frickel with Barbara Fried, Saltzman, daughter of Arthur Freed, and the film's cast and crew, which is also on the Blu-ray. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the making of a movie classic. On the Blu-ray, it has a video storybook read by Angela Lansbury, supporting cast profile gallery, sing-along featurette, and a whole lot more. Just about done here. And after this, we'll get to the Q&A. And then the next one I picked up was Stand By Me, one of my favorite films. Stars Will Wheaton, River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, Kiefer Sutherland. Everybody knows this film. I did a review on it. I have the out of print deluxe edition on DVD. Also have the Blu-ray to this, which the Blu-ray picture quality looked absolutely great. And I really want to get a chance to see what this looks like on 4K. 4K will probably blow the Blu-ray picture quality out of the water. Has never before seen deleted and alternate scenes on the 4K, but on the Blu-ray it has the same features that are on the Blu-ray. The picture-in-picture commentary with Rob Reiner, the director, and Will Wheaton and Corey Feldman. Walking the Tracks, The Summer Stand By Me, the commentary with Rob Reiner, which is also on the DVD, and the Stand By Me music video. So there's what it looks like. And this was the original poster to the film when it came out. One of my favorite lines on there said by Jerry O'Connell as Vern, where he was like, "If I can only have one food to eat for the rest of my life, that's easy. Pez, cherry flavored Pez, no question about it." So one of my favorite lines. And then the last two, picked up the Gremlins Best Buy Steelbook on 4K. So yeah, more Gremlins here. Heard the picture quality on this is pretty awesome. Features has 10 minutes of footage not seen in theaters, making a featurette, 2 commentaries, which is on the 4K and the Blu-ray. One of them was with director Joe Dante, Zach Galligan, Phoebe Cates, Dick Miller, and Howie Mandel. The second one was with just Joe Dante, the producer Michael Fennell, and special effects artist Chris Wallace. Photo and storyboard gallery and the trailers, which I know the commentaries have been on the DVD and the Blu-ray. So pretty awesome. And then the final one in this update I'll show off is the super duper cut of I was about to say Daredevil, Deadpool 2. So, but I like Deadpool 2. It's not as good as the first film, but I had fun with it. Saw this in the theater. It has features. It has a gag reel, deleted and extended scenes, Until Your Face Hurts, alternate takes, the most important X-Force member, Deadpool family values, cast of characters, David Leitch, not Lynch, directing Deadpool 2, audio commentary by Ryan Reynolds, David Leitch, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick on the theatrical version, Deadpool's Fun Sack 2, and a whole lot more. So, but I liked Deadpool 2. Like I said, it's not as good as the first film. So with all the films that I got, I'll probably do a movie review on some of them. So, but now get into the Q&A. So I'm gonna start here. Gonna start with Duncan Donuts number 1. He was originally, of course, Will Ferrell number 1. He asked for his first question. He was like, "Do you like Vince Russo? And what did you think of his booking?" Well, I think Vince Russo, is okay, bro. I don't listen to his podcast, bro. When you hear Vince Russo on his podcast, he's always saying, bro. You might as well have Matt Riddle go on his podcast and it'll be a bro show. But I think his booking back in the day, it was okay compared to how WWE creative, books nowadays with their creative, so. And his second question was, do you watch Cobra Kai? Cobra Kai is a series that I've been wanting to get around to check out, but haven't gotten to yet. I know it was originally a YouTube Red series, and then Netflix ended up picking it up. But I do want to give it a watch at some point. So, because I love the Karate Kid. I love the original Karate Kid. So thank you for your questions, Dunkin' Donuts number 1. And the next set of questions come from Jordan 2002's Corner of Nostalgia. His first question was, in your opinion, what kind of your favorite era and or branding of a TV channel do you think considered its best era of prime? So to me, 90s Nickelodeon, by far. Just Nickelodeon at that time, you had Rugrats, you had Doug, you had Hey Arnold, you had Kenan and Kel, all that. And figure it out. You had Nickelodeon Guts and Global Guts, Wild and Crazy Kids, Cousin Skeeter, all those shows, Nickelodeon was at its prime back in the 90s. And in my opinion, it was all thanks to the success of the Rugrats. I think when Rugrats came out back in 91, because Rugrats, Doug, and I think Ren and Stimpy all premiered on that day. And with the Rugrats being the success out of them, I think it turned more people onto Nickelodeon and to watch more of the shows that were on the network. And that they basically, I think, were the number 1 kids network on cable at that time. Yeah, so 90s Nickelodeon by far. His second question was, what are your top 10 best TV cartoons of all time? Well, at number 10, Scooby-Doo. Number 9, Looney Tunes. 8, and I know no shame on saying this because I know some boys, some guys watched this show when they were kids. Don't hide the fact that you guys watched this cartoon when you were kids, because I know some of you probably did. Number 8, the Powerpuff Girls. I have no shame of saying that. And I know some of the guys out there, some of the boys who watched Cartoon Network at that time probably watched it, and they're too embarrassed to say that they even watched it. So, but the Powerpuff Girls is a great cartoon. The reboot, not so much. The 2016 Powerpuff Girls. Number 7, Rocko's Modern Life, classic Nickelodeon show. 6, The Jetsons. Number 5, The Flintstones. 4, Hey Arnold. Number 3, Doug, the Nickelodeon Doug. The Disney Doug, it was meh. Didn't care for it as much. I do like the movie though. I do like the Doug's first movie that they released. And of course, number 1, it's always going to be the Rugrats. Rugrats is my all-time favorite Nicktoon, all-time favorite Nickelodeon show. So it's just a great cartoon for kids. His third question is, what are your best live-action TV shows of all time? Doesn't matter which genre, like action, drama, reality, soap, drama, game shows. Well, my all-time favorite show is Boy Meets World. That's a show that I grew up watching. We could relate to that show, and it's a show that from the characters, and the life lessons, everybody probably went through them. So, but Boy Meets World, my favorite show of all time. Great cast, great acting from Ben Savage to William Daniels, who played Mr. Feeney. Will Friedle playing Eric. Even though later on in the series he became sort of a klutz, and his character, became like a stupid, like hilarious type of character. So, but Boy Meets World, great show. And I also liked Girl Meets World also. There were at some points where it got too Disney because it was on Disney Channel. And I think that was a show that should have kept going. So, but The Undertaker, Stand By Me. It's worth watching. Says, will you make another WWE vlog after quarantine? Well, you can't, because WWE shows are no longer happening. In the U.S. because of the pandemic. They're doing their shows from Florida, so they're doing it from the Amway Center, the Thunderdome. So, and then they're doing NXT and 205 Live from that Capitol Wrestling place, which was the WWE Performance Center, but they renamed it. So there you go. What is your favorite WWE era of all time? I already answered that question. It was the Attitude Era. So 28 Days Later was a pretty good movie. I haven't seen 28 Days Later or the 28 Weeks Later. Getting back to the best live-action TV shows of all time. Boy Meets World, Smallville, in my opinion. Really enjoyed Smallville when I was growing up. The Price is Right. It's another one that I still watch, every day when I'm off of work. I enjoy The Price is Right. Drew Carey, was a good host, but he's no Bob Barker though. I grew up with Bob Barker, so I think Drew Carey is doing a pretty good job with The Price is Right. I mean, he's been hosting it, I think, since 2007. I think I may be wrong on that, but But yeah, he's been hosting The Price is Right for a long while now. Another one, I Love Lucy, classic. And today was the day back in 1951 that I Love Lucy made its TV debut on CBS. Another one is The Honeymooners. The Honeymooners, one of my favorite classic shows. Jackie Gleason, uh, Arcani, Audrey Meadows, Joyce Randolph. Just that cast was amazing. And it's a very hilarious show. It's a timeless show. It only lasted 39 episodes. And they also did like little uh, shorts that were on, I think, Jackie Gleason's variety show. And I had the complete 39 episodes on DVD, plus the lost episodes, which were the short uh, the short sketches that they did for Jackie Gleason's variety show. So I have the complete Honeymooners. And I know they did like color ones, which I didn't check out. So, but sorry, Mike, but I gotta go. See you later, and happy birthday. Thank you, HR07. Thank you for watching. So enjoy your day. Hello, Mike. But another one, The Wonder Years. The Wonder Years, another one of my favorite shows. It's a classic. Fred Savage as Kevin Arnold. You had Jason Hervey as his brother, Wayne Arnold, who was the asshole brother, the character in the show. Winnie Cooper, that character. Great cast. The Twilight Zone, timeless. The original 1959 to 1964 series, done by Rod Serling, which he was a great creator and writer for the Twilight Zone. Just an all-out iconic series. Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson. Rowan Atkinson is one of my favorite. Is one of my idols, next to Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. And I just really love that character of Mr. Bean. It was a British series. So loved that character ever since I was a kid. Another one of the best live action TV shows of all time, Timeless, which lasted only 2 seasons, which starred Abigail Spencer. It was an NBC show, which sadly got canceled after 2 seasons, which that series should have kept on going, because that series, the look of it, when they would go back in time, the clothes that they wore, amazing. Just everything with that show, you got to check out. And it captured, the time period of wherever they traveled to. Also, best live action TV show of all time to me, Heroes. And I know people are going to say, oh, but the first season was the only good season of the show. Well, it's one of my favorite shows on my list of favorite shows of all time. Even though the first half of season 3 was disappointing and it wasn't that good, I still liked it. It's better to binge watch the episodes and not go through it for the whole day. When it was originally on, a lot of people didn't like season 3 or 4, but I like that whole series. Heroes Reborn was okay. It wasn't as good as the original series, but I reviewed all 4 seasons of the original Heroes and all 13 episodes of Heroes Reborn. Definitely look back at my channel and definitely check out my reviews of them. So yeah, so those are, in my opinion, the best live action TV shows of all time. To me, I guess he was saying, my favorite live action TV shows of all time. Number 4, what's got to be your top 5 worst cartoon characters of all time? Top 5 worst cartoon characters. mm, I'm not so sure on that though. But thank you, Jordan 2002's Corner of Nostalgia. Uh, these two questions come from Erina, I think that's how you pronounce the channel's name. First question is, what do you like and dislike about living in New York? Well, living here all my life, I just like the vibe of the state, and it's one of the most popular states to visit. This state, New York and California, are like the two popular states. Florida could be the third, and maybe like those are the top three in my opinion: New York, California, and Florida. What I really like about living here is I love going to the city. I don't go a whole lot out to the city, but whenever I'm there, it's just lovely going there. Going to Times Square and seeing all the buildings. Even though I'm from the city, so, even though I live here, but every time I go to the city, it just feels great. The stuff that I dislike about here is the traffic. Sometimes the traffic is a nightmare, and sometimes the sound of when people are doing construction in the area, it makes such a loud noise, and you can hear it echo throughout the neighborhood. Her second question is, how long do you think you will continue to do this YouTube channel? I continue to do this YouTube channel for as long as possible. So thank you for your questions. The next questions come from Aldridge Family 1992. What's your opinion on Frozen? Haven't seen Frozen. Haven't watched the whole, the movie. I know of it though. I know, let it go, let it go. I know it's from that. Your favorite Marvel movie? Well, I have two favorite Marvel films. I know he just wants me to choose one, but I got two, so I'll give it a cheat here. Avengers Endgame, just by how the way all the characters came back, and they all took on Thanos, and it was just a really very good movie. I thought it was better than Infinity War, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that and say Infinity War was better than Endgame. But Endgame, it was a great theater experience when I saw it. Even though scenes didn't get a whole lot of reactions, but it was amazing seeing that film in the theater. And with the character of Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., we all know what happens with Iron Man in the film. Seeing that, because I'm a huge Iron Man fan, seeing that, you kind of feel sad. You kind of feel sad as an Iron Man fan. And another favorite Marvel movie, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I think Captain America: The Winter Soldier is one of the best Captain America films ever done. It was just very well good Captain America film. His third question is, do you like How to Train Your Dragon? I did watch the first film, really loved the first film. The second film I haven't seen, but I heard pretty good things about it. Is Mario games are the best video games, or GTA? The Mario games are cool. I love the classic Mario games from the first game that was released in '85. I love Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch, and that's pretty fun. GTA games, they're my favorite because I love the music that they choose for the radio stations. Vice City being one of the best soundtracks because they chose all '80s songs because the game was set in the '80s. And I also like the looks of the cities. So it's really the look of the cities are really real looking. So especially GTA 5. GTA 5 looks great on Xbox One, and especially on a 4K TV. Star Wars is awesome. Do you like? Yes, I like Star Wars, but I'm not the hugest Star Wars fanboy. I love the original trilogy. The prequels, I hate the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I think it was that. But Revenge of the Sith, I thought was Revenge of the Sith. I thought was the only decent Star Wars film in the Star Wars prequels. I mean, how could anyone love Jar Jar Binks in the Phantom Menace? The only thing that was good in Phantom Menace was the pod racing and Darth Maul, in my opinion. The new set of Star Wars films from last Skywalker and the new set of Star Wars films I like. I know a lot of people didn't like the last two films, but I enjoyed them. I like Rogue One also. I like how it connected at the end of the film to A New Hope. Solo was just a meh movie. So some parts of that movie were very boring. I just didn't care for Solo. I'd say my favorite Star Wars film is Empire Strikes Back. But thank you for your questions, Eldridge Family 1992. This is coming from Tommy Pickles Fan 1992. His first question was, what are your favorite PBS shows? My favorite PBS shows, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's the only PBS show that I still love, even though PBS doesn't run Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood reruns, which is a shame because I think kids nowadays would love, Mr. Rogers and have, a whole new generation watch the show. But I think they should put reruns of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood back on PBS. And he's another one. Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, is another one of my idols. Just every time when I watch Mr. Rogers, he made me the person who I am. To go out to respect people, to do what's right for the world, and become a good, human being to people, treat people with respect. So just watching the show, he made me be the type of human being, I am, just by, him interacting with the viewers at home. But yeah, Mr. Rogers and the reboot of Zoom, the 90s, which came out in 1999. There was also Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, which I watched when I was young. I was I watched it when I was maybe 3 or 4. But I remember Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, and also the other series that they did, Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego, which wasn't as good as Where in the World. Have you heard the Nickelodeon show called The Loud House? I did. I have heard of it, but I never watched it. His last question is, do you still watch Nick Rewind on T-Nick? I haven't watched Nick Rewind. I stopped watching it because, it's nothing but the same shows every single night. It's always Rugrats, Doug, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy. No disrespect because those shows are classic though, but when you have them on every single night and no other variety of programs, the block is going to get old. So what Nickelodeon needs to do, or T-Nick or Viacom, what they need to do is to add more variety on the block. Everybody's like, oh, can you play Clarissa Explains It All. Can you play Wild and Crazy Kids? Figure It Out. Nickelodeon Guts. Play some game shows on there. But they refuse to show them for some reason. And I know possibly it might come to rights issues or something like that. But when was the last time you saw Clarissa Explains It All on the block? I can't remember though. But they did show Clarissa Explains It All on the block. Salute Your Shorts, they showed quite a few times. How come the complete series of Salute Your Shorts hasn't been played on the block? And I never watched Salute Your Shorts back in the day when I was a kid. I got introduced to it when it aired on the block, when it aired on the Splat, which the block was originally called. So, but it's a very fun show, Salute Your Shorts. Another show they haven't played was Cousin Skeeter. Why hasn't Cousin Skeeter played on Nick Rewind? They haven't played it, but they show clips of the show on their social media account, on their Twitter or their Facebook or Instagram. They post clips of Cousin Skeeter, but they haven't aired any episodes on the block. But Cousin Skeeter was another show that I really enjoyed as a kid when it aired. You had Bill Bellamy doing the voice of Skeeter. And please don't tell me that why Cousin Skeeter hasn't aired on the block. Don't tell me it's because of music rights, because that's what they claimed. Why they haven't showed Cousin Skeeter on the block. And I know that girl band 702 sang the theme song to Cousin Skeeter, but I don't think they need to buy the rights to that song. The Brothers Garcia. The Brothers Garcia is another Nickelodeon show I enjoyed watching when it was on. When was the last time they shown that? The last time they shown that was when Teen Nick was known as The End back in 2008. Those reruns of The Brothers Garcia only lasted a month. And thankfully, I recorded some episodes of that. And some episodes, I think maybe like the complete series is here on YouTube. Because I know a YouTube user uploaded episodes of it. But thankfully, I recorded the episodes when they were airing on the End. I did a commercial break video, uploading like the commercials that were shown during the episodes of The Brothers Garcia on the End, which were practically the same commercial. Like every single commercial break, it was either a promo for Degrassi Spring Break movie or Degrassi, among others. So, but The Brothers Garcia should be another show that they air on Nick Rewind. I mean, it's a great show though, but it seems pretty forgotten about by people. So, but another one that they should air on the block, Caitlin's Way. Caitlin's Way was a dark series on Nickelodeon, based on this girl who would always get into trouble, and she goes to live on her cousin's ranch, I think it was. I haven't seen it in a while though. But that hasn't aired since it was on the End back in 2008. Some of these shows need to be shown on the block, but they refuse to air them. So, but thank you for your questions, Tommy Pickles Fan 1992. So then we have questions that come from The Undertaker. He's like, will you go to WWE shows again after the virus? Like Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, whatever. Yeah. Well, you just got to wait until the pandemic ends. And, when it ends, WWE will possibly be around, the United States, traveling overseas again, going state to state to here. Hopefully we get, a Raw or SmackDown or a pay-per-view here again at the Barclays Center. So another question is, what are your top 10 favorite superstars of all time? Triple H, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Finn Balor, Chris Jericho, John Cena, Triple H, Edge, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and my number one, The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. The Rock is what made me get into wrestling and becoming a huge fan, watching every single week. So I also had a poster of The Rock back in the day. You'll see that in my old videos. So it was the old school WWF poster of The Rock. His final question is, how do you feel when the Raw intro, SmackDown, or pay-per-views open? Listen to the songs, superstars, theme songs, and moments in the ring. I like when you go to live events, you get that energy feel to it, with the crowd being there, making so much noise, and reliving, living some moments. So, but yeah, I just love the energy of the crowd. And whenever, they come to Brooklyn, you see the crowd. Remember one time where I went to Raw in 2017. It was the Raw after SummerSlam in 2017. And they were hitting beach balls all over. There was about maybe 15 beach balls being hit all around the Barclays Center. You had them doing the wave. I like those type of crowds, because you get to feel the energy there. He was like, what is your favorite WWE era? I already answered that, the Attitude Era. So thank you for your questions. The next questions come from Jimmy's Reviews and Archives. And he's like, thoughts on AEW so far and top 5 favorite matches from that company. AEW, they keep delivering good shows every single week. Last night's show was okay, but it wasn't their best. And as an anniversary show, it was just lacking a little something. But AEW, they've been doing good with storytelling, and they have a really good tag team division. The women's division needs a little work, but they're doing a good job, with the stories and building and their tag team division. And my top 5 favorite matches from AEW are Jericho versus Orange Cassidy from All Out. It was the Mimosa match where either Cassidy or Jericho would be tossed in the mimosa. So that was one of my favorite ones. Cody versus Brody Lee in the dog collar match. Very good match. That was probably one of the best matches of that episode of Dynamite. Jericho versus Cody from Full Gear last year. That was awesome. The parking lot brawl between Santana, Ortiz, and the Best Friends. That's my number 2. That happened on Dynamite a few weeks ago. That was just a very entertaining, awesome parking lot brawl, which made me thought of John Cena and Eddie Guerrero's parking lot brawl on SmackDown back in 2003. And my number 1 favorite match from the company so far is Jon Moxley versus Kenny Omega in that unsanctioned match from Full Gear last year. Just a very brutal match. I think that was one of the greatest matches in the company at that point. It was very brutal. You had Moxley and Omega going through that barbed wire bed. But that was a very awesome match. Any Halloween movies you plan on watching or reviewing in time for the holiday? Not really. I want to see that film Hubby Halloween, which is the Adam Sandler film, which is on Netflix. I heard pretty mixed reviews on that, but it looks like a fun film. Growing up, were you a Nintendo or Sega fan, or did you appreciate both for what they contributed to the video game industry? I appreciated both Nintendo and Sega for what they did for the gaming industry. I played the Super Nintendo when I was a kid, but I was more of a PlayStation fan. I was more of a PS1 fan. I have 2 boxes full of PS1 games, which I did a video on. That was back in the day, over 10 years ago, showing off all the PS1 games that I own in my collection. So, but I was more of a PS1 fan. I played the Sega Genesis also. My cousin had it one time, and we were playing like Miss Pac-Man, Sonic the Hedgehog. Favorite shows to come out on Fox Kids and Kids WB. Well, Fox Kids and Kids WB, I didn't watch a whole lot when I was a kid. I was more of a Nickelodeon guy. But for Fox Kids, my favorite show that came on was Bobby's World, which was created by Howie Mandel. For Kids WB, it was Pokemon. I was a big Pokemon fan back in the day. Had everything Pokemon. Another one that was on both channels, it was originally on Fox Kids, and then it moved over to Kids WB, was, of course, Animaniacs, which is coming back on Hulu next month. And I saw a clip of that. The animation, still looks the same. So, but Matthew Johnson says, I haven't watched Caitlin's Way since it was on the N in 2002. Oh yeah, I forgot it was on the N back in 2002. That was before it became the 24/7 channel. Back in it was 2007 was it had like an early launch in 2007, but then 2008 it just took off. Are you playing WWE games? Not at the moment. WWE 2K Battlegrounds, I don't have it. The game looks like crap. Brendan Hines, what do you think the new Batman movie would be rated? Well, hopefully it would be rated R. Hopefully it's an R-rated Batman film, because the only Batman R-rated movie was, I think, The Killing Joke. It was an animated Batman film. Let's get an R-rated live-action Batman film, because this film, the Batman trailer, the trailer for the Batman, looks very dark, and I can't wait to see what direction they are going to take with this Batman film coming out. Sucks it got pushed back until 2022. So, but I was looking forward to it coming out next year, but gotta wait 2 years for it. Which WWE superstars you met? I met a whole lot of superstars. So if I go down the list, we'll be here forever. We'll be here for another. Maybe another hour. So, but I met a whole lot of them. Like I met Bailey, Dolph Ziggler. They were really cool. I met Bailey way before she turned heel. Also met Devon. Another one who I met, Rusev. I met Miro. Who else? Carmella. I met twice. I met Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans was cool. I met her when she was in character and when she was out of character. Just a whole lot I met. Lita I met. Lita was pretty cool. I met her the day when Lita I met on the day when Monday Night Raw was at the Barclays Center. This was during SummerSlam 2017. This happened the day when the eclipse happened, and Lita was hanging out with us, for a little bit, which was cool. But were you ever into Star Trek? No, never. Was not a fan of Star Trek. What was your favorite Jack Nicholson role? Mine is Jack Napier in Batman. Same. Yeah. What about The Undertaker? No, I haven't met The Undertaker yet. The Undertaker, you have to pay an arm and a leg just to meet him. I heard he's charging maybe from what I heard from somebody, I don't know if it's true, maybe $300 just to meet him, or like $100 or like $200. So. Back to Jimmy's reviews and archives questions. His last question is, did you collect any CDs growing up? No, I did not collect any CDs. The only ever CD I bought was the Nicktoons CD, which had like the theme songs to Nicktoons, like the Rugrats and the Angry Beavers theme song, and you had a few like Nickelodeon like little snippets here and there, their songs. So that was the only CD I ever bought. So thank you, Jimmy's Reviews and Archives, for your questions. Next set of questions come from Hank Mitchell. What is your favorite band musician of all time? Phil Collins. What got me into Phil Collins was his song called "One More Night." I remember listening to that song on a cassette tape, and I was thinking, this guy sounds, really awesome, singing. And I love a lot of his other songs, aside from "One More Night," like "In the Air Tonight," "Easy Lover," which he did with somebody else. His album "No Jacket Required," I think, is one of the best albums he ever done. "Every Day" is another one. It's a very underrated song of his that came out in the mid-90s. "You'll Be in My Heart," which was the song in Tarzan. I like a lot of Phil Collins' song. Genesis, which was the band that he was in. I like some of their songs too. But which wrestler can you do the best impression of? Can't do one. Hottest woman in a movie. Hottest woman in a movie. I'll just say Megan Fox. I know she's not the best actress though, but her looks, man, my God. Big plans for your last year in your 20s. My big plans are just living it to the fullest and doing what's right for the world and what's right for me and for my family and for anybody, my friends who need, help with anything. Favorite pizza toppings. Pepperoni. I love my cheese pizza, but pepperoni I also really love. My favorite pizza topping on the pizza. So thank you, Hank Mitchell, for your questions. The Elitist, his questions: what is your favorite year of wrestling? My favorite year of wrestling, I have two favorite years. 2005, because that was the time that I started watching, staying up late and watching the pay-per-views from Royal Rumble to Armageddon of that year. WrestleMania 21, you had the start of the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. The rivalry between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, and the whole custody of Dominic, which that was done all summer. It concluded at SummerSlam with the ladder match. Another one was 1998, because in my opinion, that was the best year for WWE. There, just everything just happened that year. With Stone Cold Steve Austin becoming more huge, the Vince McMahon character, Austin and McMahon, the whole rivalry, which is just absolutely amazing. So, who will be a breakout star in 2021? Well, if I were to take a guess, it would have to be Big E, because of they already broke Big E away from the New Day. Kofi and Xavier are on Monday Night Raw. Big E is staying on SmackDown. So I think if WWE does it right, I could see Big E be a breakout star and give him a big push leading into 2021. So I think Big E would really work as a singles competitor. When was the last time you watched Impact Wrestling? I'm not a fan of Impact. I watched it once a few years ago and didn't really care for it. But thank you, Elitist, for your questions. Donovan Berry, his questions. What are your favorite Halloween specials? It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and Toy Story of Terror. In your opinion, what movies that you like are underrated? The movies that I like that are underrated, I have a whole lot of them, but if I were to name a few, Toys with Robin Williams. I think Toys is very underrated. I know a lot of people didn't like the film, and it's a comedy, but it's not like ha 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 like hilarious. But it's that film has great visuals. The sets look amazing. The score to the film is really good. I love the closing of the year song by Wendy and Lisa, and Robin Williams as Leslie Zevo. That character, amazing. Another one, Toys. I have to say, is worth a watch, and it sucks that the film is not out on Blu-ray. Toys is a film that I got to review someday because it is very underrated. Jack is another Robin Williams film. That's my favorite Robin Williams film, where he plays a 10-year-old kid, and he's in a, he's a 10-year-old, but he really looks like a 40-year-old man. So, but you had him in it. You had Jennifer Lopez, who played his teacher. Bill Cosby. Yeah, we all know about Cosby. But Diane Lane played his mother in the film. Diane Lane played Robin Williams' character's mother, Jack. Jack and his mother in the film. So that's my favorite Robin Williams movie. Mouse Hunt is another one that I think is very underrated, but in my opinion, is a classic. Nathan Lane and Lee Evans in that film, absolutely great. They are hilarious. You got Christopher Walken in that film as the exterminator. Just Mouse Hunt is one of my favorite childhood films, and it is a classic in my opinion. It's just a hilarious film. Cloud Atlas is another one that is very underrated. I know when it came out, it bombed badly. Had Tom Hanks in it, Halle Berry. And I know it's a very long film. It's an almost 3-hour movie, and it was directed by the Wachowskis. Cloud Atlas is a film that, it's one of those films that you got to watch, a lot of times in order to understand it more. So, but it is just amazing. It's very well shot. Had a good story. So, but Cloud Atlas is one that you guys need to check out. And I love that long trailer that they released to it. That song by M83 in that trailer. Really made that trailer worth watching and amazing. Matinee is another one. It's an underrated Joe Dante film that I reviewed. Starred John Goodman in it. Had Omri Katz from who was in Hocus Pocus. And another film, and two films that I find underrated that I like, and they're forgotten about. Like, people stop talking about these films, and that is the Stuart Little films. When they came out, everybody was like, "Oh, this is a cute movie." A lot of people were talking about it. Nowadays, it seems very forgotten. And I like both of the Stuart Little films. I really enjoyed Michael J. Fox voicing Stuart Little. What are your favorite movie soundtracks? Back to the Future and The Goonies. Those are the two that come to mind. What are your favorite TV theme songs? My favorite TV theme songs, The Wonder Years, Joe Crocker's With a Little Help from My Friends. Good song to open up the show. Full House is another one that I like. Smallville with Save Me. Who's the Boss? Brand new life, brand new life, brand new life around the bend. Batman, na 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 Batman. Saved by the Bell. It's all right because I'm saved by the bell. Step by Step is another one. Step by step, day by day. I have a lot of TV theme songs. So those are the ones that come to mind. But thank you, Donovan Berry, for your questions. Next one comes from Lloyd2364. Are you in a relationship? Nope, not at the moment. Where would you like to travel? I would like to travel. I would like to go to California. If that's the state that I would go to in the U.S. If I were to go out of country, maybe it would be Italy, because I'm Italian. So I would really like to experience Italy. What's your favorite line or scene from Home Alone? Keep the change, you filthy animal. What are your other hobbies? My other hobbies, aside from going to work, I love bike riding. I go bike riding when I get a chance to. I only go bike riding when the weather is nice, when it's like not too warm. No, no, not too hot. I mean, like if it's like 88 degrees, 90 degrees, I wouldn't ride in that weather. It would have to be like maybe like 80, 70, 7 degrees, like somewhere around there though. When I bike ride in like 90-degree weather, I'm just like sweaty, disgusting, but I love to bike ride. Also, I like to go for some walks around, walks around the neighborhood. So I do those. What music do you like? I love pop music. I love music artists from or bands from the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. Basically 90s music because that's the decade that I was born in. I'm a 90s kid, of course. So the music at that time, whenever I listen to a song from the 90s, it just brings me back to that good time as a kid in my life. But thank you for your questions. And the next questions come from Matthew Johnson, and he has a lot of questions here. He has 55 questions, so I'll make this fast. So his questions are, starting at number 1. What are your thoughts on the Blue's Clues reboot, Blue's Clues and You? Have not seen an episode and don't even care. I think that they should have just left the original series alone. I mean, I watched Blue's Clues back in the day, but I was, like maybe like 5 when it premiered. So my sister was a huge fan of Blue's Clues. So sometimes I would watch the show with her. So and Steve being the host of it, and then Joe came in later, that character. So, and then I saw you had like this new guy on the reboot series uses like a like a phone. And back in the day, we had in the original series we had Steve and Joe just like draw the clue. So now, and Steve actually, I saw a clip where Steve actually made an appearance in the reboot. He had like a detective hat, something like that. So I just don't care. I'm too old to see a clip or watch a whole episode of Blue's Clues and You. What is your favorite scene from A Christmas Story? I love everything. I love every scene in that film. Like I said, it's my favorite Christmas film of all time. But if I had to choose one scene, it would be "Show me how the piggies eat." And you had Randy, being the pig and making the pig noise, eating the meatloaf. So that's one of my favorite scenes out of all the scenes that I love in that film. What was your favorite Warner Bros. Movie? I asked that earlier. It's The Goonies. What is your favorite DreamWorks movie? Mouse Hunt. Mouse Hunt is one of my favorite DreamWorks films. Nathan Lane, Lee Evans. But hilarious film. I actually did review Mouse Hunt back in the day, so definitely give my review of that a watch. It's when I was starting out reviewing movies. So that's my favorite. If I had to choose more, it would be my favorite other DreamWorks movies would be Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen, Small Soldiers, which is an underrated Joe Dante film. So, and then Transformers, the first Transformers film. The second one, I like, but it has its problems. But well, I know they were I think they were Paramount films, but then Paramount had DreamWorks, like they bought out DreamWorks. So, but, what was your favorite Paramount movie? It's a Nickelodeon film, but Paramount did release it, and it's Good Burger. So that's one of my favorite Paramount films and Nickelodeon movies. Favorite New Line Cinema film? I actually have two favorite New Line Cinema films: Dumb and Dumber, and they're Jim Carrey films. Dumb and Dumber and The Mask. They're classic Jim Carrey films. Dumb and Dumber is hilarious, and The Mask, is a classic, very funny. What are your thoughts on COVID-19? My thoughts on this COVID pandemic that the world is going through, I think it's just very scary. This whole virus came out of nowhere, and I'd say it has put our society in at a terrible position. And I just hope that we can get a vaccine out, because I know a lot of people, don't like wearing masks, but wearing the mask is a way to prevent from getting the virus, and it's a way of trying not to infect other people and give them the virus. So I wear a mask out of respect, for people's health and to not catch or get the virus. But I just hope we could get a vaccine out, and because I just miss going out to places where everybody could just sit together and chat, and we don't have to have this social distance ourselves from our friends or family, if we go out with family. When you have a whole lot of these rules now, going back to like wrestling events, the movies. I miss going to the movies, but I just hope that the world can be free of this virus, and we do actually get a vaccine, and everybody feels all right. Because it's a shame. It's a shame that people got this virus out of nowhere, and now people are being tested for it and doing the swab up the nose for the COVID test, which I heard is very painful. So, but it's my birthday too. Oh, happy birthday, Jethro. Hope you are having a good day on your birthday. So hope it all goes well. But yeah, hopefully this pandemic ends next year. Hopefully we get a vaccine out next year. And you got these people saying, oh yeah, when election day hits or after election day hits, COVID is going to become forgotten about. Well, that's their opinions. No, but that's what they say. That's what some people say, though. But it's a really scary time now, with this pandemic going on. Will you do a review on Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom? I will sometime down the line. I really liked Jurassic World. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, I heard pretty mixed things about. So I'll give it a watch at some point down the line. Favorite Robin Williams film? Jack. Favorite Halloween movie? Hocus Pocus. Favorite Thanksgiving movie? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Classic with Steve Martin and John Candy. Name some of the movies you hate, but everyone likes. Well, if I say this movie, I know there are some people who like this film, who love it, and I don't personally hate the film. I just don't care for it. but it's a James Cameron film, and it's Titanic. So I don't hate the film. I just don't really care for it though. I mean, it's a long movie though. It's a depressing film, but I do like My Heart Will Go On song. But then his next question is, name some movies you like but everyone hates. Uh, the Ben Affleck film, the Ben Affleck superhero film Daredevil. I really like Daredevil. The Daredevil series is very good with Charlie Cox, and it's sad that it got canceled. Uh, it was a Netflix show, but I enjoy Ben Affleck's Daredevil. I thought he made a pretty good Daredevil. The uh, the director's cut of uh, Daredevil is actually better than the theatrical version. So, but I like both cuts of the film. Uh, we also have another one of my films that I like but everyone hates, Hardball with Keanu Reeves. That's a very underrated movie. Spider-Man 3. Yes, I like Spider-Man 3. I know some people don't like it. I like the film. I do have my issues with certain parts of the film, like the shitty way how they did Venom and Harry Osborn, James Franco getting amnesia. The Sandman, played by Thomas Hayden Church. The effects of the Sandman were very nice. I like the black suit Spidey suit, the symbiote. Uh, Also, the one thing I also didn't like about Spider-Man 3 was Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker being too emotional. Like he would always like, Mary Jane, you can't break up with me. And then what else is there? Oh yeah, we can't forget emo Spider-Man. Peter Parker dancing like that down the street and making a fool out of himself. So, but I like Spider-Man 3. It's a guilty pleasure, even though, like I said, I have my issues with it. Another one is Iron Man 2. I like Iron Man 2, which that is another one that a lot of people didn't like because it was basically the movie was set up for the Avengers. But I like Iron Man 2. Toys, Robin Williams film. I like that also. A lot of people didn't like that. And now I know a lot of people will say like, "What? You like this film? What is wrong with you?" But it was from my childhood. Uh, Shaquille O'Neal, Kazam. Yes, I like Kazam as a guilty pleasure. I like it because it's a bad film, but it's just very funny though in a so bad it's good way. So, and another one that I like that everybody doesn't like is The Pest with John Leguizamo. It's a funny movie. It's one of my favorite comedies. Another one is Home Alone 3. Home Alone 3 I like. A lot of people don't like that one because it doesn't have Macaulay Culkin in it. But it was a different story, different characters. You had four villains in the film, and the traps in Home Alone 3 were much more crazier than in the first two Home Alone films. So, but I like Home Alone 3. Uh, what was your favorite Blue's Clues episode with Steve as a kid? Uh, Favorite Blue's Clues episode with Steve. I didn't really watch a whole lot of Blue's Clues. I only watched it when my sister would watch it though. But uh, I liked the episode where they were doing like building, and they end up building a tent at the end of the episode. I think it was that one, and they had like like popsicle sticks in that episode, and the popsicle sticks were like building something out of them. So, but that's the episode that I remember, though. There were a few more that I remember also. What is your favorite episode of the Wonder Years? My favorite episode would have to be the one from the first season. It was called "My Father's Office." It was the third episode of season one, and what I really liked about that episode was Fred Savage's character Kevin wanted to know what his father does at work and why his father was always coming home grumpy and angry from work, and so Fred Savage wanted to know, what it's like, you know, what it's like at work, what his dad goes through, every time he's there. And so Dan Lauria's character, of course, Jack Arnold, takes Fred Savage to his job, and I love the whole scene where, where both Dan Lauria and Fred Savage are sitting at a table. They were drinking coffee, and it was a great scene, that dealt, with father and son just bonding together. It's just one of my favorite scenes from that episode. And then we do eventually know why Jack Arnold, Dan Lauria's character, is always coming home grumpy and angry. So, but that's one of my favorite episodes. It was just the writing to that episode was awesome. It was great, very well written, and the whole series is very well written too. There were a few other episodes that I like of that show, but The Wonder Years is in my list of favorite shows of all time. And I want to review, and I got to still review the box set, the complete series box set in the locker that I got, a couple of months ago. So I got to review that. His other question is, what is your favorite Nintendo 64 game? I never owned a N64. Besides Jim Carrey, who are your other favorite actors? My other favorite actors: Robin Williams, John Ritter, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, Rowan Atkinson, Chris Farley. Those are the ones that come to mind. So, favorite actresses: Lucille Ball, Scarlett Johansson, Gwyneth Paltrow. What are your favorite bands, and what songs do you like by each of them? Favorite bands: Genesis, because of Phil Collins. I love their songs, "Throwing It All Away," "In Too Deep," "Invisible Touch." But also the Backstreet Boys I like, "Quit Playing Games with My Heart," "As Long as You Love Me," "Show Me the Way of Being Lonely," "Larger Than Life," "I Want It That Way." I like a whole lot of the Backstreet Boys song. It's basically, I grew up listening to the Backstreet Boys because my cousin is a huge Backstreet Boys fan, and she had almost pretty much all the CDs that were released. So, and even on the radio when they were playing the songs back in the day when I was a kid. So, let's see the other questions here. What is your favorite color? Red. Have you seen Elf with Will Ferrell and James Caan? I haven't seen the whole film, but I've seen clips of the film. I know Peter Billingsley, Ralphie from A Christmas Story, has a cameo in it. What are your favorite levels in the game Rugrats Search for Reptar? Now, that game was one of my favorites on the PlayStation 1. And at some points, it was a very glitchy game because it was made by THQ. But I had fun playing it. Sometimes when I kept on playing that game. Like if I didn't want to play anymore, that game left you with a headache. But my favorite levels for that were Chucky's glasses, where you had to where you had to find Tommy and Phil and Lil, and they would be hiding in like different rooms inside Tommy's house, inside the Pickles house. Another level was Ice Cream Mountain, where it was the miniature golf level. There was also a bonus level called Touchdown Football. I think it was where you would throw like I think we threw like the bottle around, and there was also a No More Cookies level where you had to throw a box of cookies around to prevent Angelica from getting the box of cookies. And another level was Grandpa's Teeth, which I remember the maze, the first part of that level, the maze, freaked me out whenever the goose would come out of nowhere and freak you out. Uh, there was parts of that game that were creepy too. The Let There Be Light level, I refused to play that level because the ghosts would come out of nowhere and they would scare the hell out of you. So I refused to play that level. But those are some of my favorite levels in the Search for Reptar game. In my opinion, that was one of my favorite Rugrats games on the PS1. Favorite Dan Aykroyd film, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is a classic, without a doubt. It's my favorite Dan Aykroyd film. Favorite Eddie Murphy film would have to be The Nutty Professor. Eddie Murphy, some of his films like Norbit. Norbit, I couldn't even make it through. That movie sucked. It felt like a long movie. I just couldn't get through Norbit. Meet Dave. I know a lot of people don't like Meet Dave, but I really enjoyed Meet Dave. I found it to be a fun, little Eddie Murphy film. Daddy Daycare. I saw it in the theater when that came out. I like Daddy Daycare. But yeah, favorite Eddie Murphy film, The Nutty Professor. Do you watch The Masked Singer? No, I don't. Do you watch the show The Good Doctor? Yes, I do. And Freddie Highmore is amazing in his role as Sean Murphy on that show. I think he really deserves an Emmy for his performance in that show. He should have got a performance for Bates Motel. Should have got an Emmy for Bates Motel. And he didn't win anything for that role. And he's such a good actor, too. What's your favorite beverage? Coca-Cola. Oh, speaking about The Good Doctor, the new season starts next month, which I'm really looking forward to. What do you like to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Well, for breakfast, I have cereal sometimes, a roll of peanut butter. For basically lunch, pizza. I have pizza at work. Dinner, sometimes I have, burgers, fries, sometimes chicken cutlets for dinner. So, those kinds. Did you ever watch CBS Kids Show back in the early 2000s? No, I haven't. Have you seen Scream 4 yet? I haven't seen Scream 4 yet. I was supposed to originally review it back in 2011. I was originally supposed to go see that in theaters, but never got a chance to. I reviewed all three of the Scream films, Scream, Scream 2, and Scream 3, but never gotten around to reviewing Scream 4. I heard pretty mixed things about Scream 4, and I know they're trying to do a Scream 5, from what I heard. So I'll give Scream 4, a watch at some point. Were you a fan of The Adventures of Pete and Pete? Never was a fan of P and P. I like Danny Tamborelli though when he was on All That, and figure it out when he was a panelist on there. When he was a panelist on there, and he would always get slimed, and it would be hilarious. What are your thoughts on Rick Moranis' return to acting? Uh, I think it's good. I think it's great that Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement and returned to acting again. You know, I miss Rick Moranis. He was one of my favorite actors. I feel bad that he got attacked by some stupid idiot on the street in the city. Rick Moranis didn't deserve that. I'm like, why this stupid guy attack Rick Moranis for no reason? You know, I felt bad when I saw that come out, when that article and it was shown on the news come out. You know, he didn't deserve that. Rick Moranis didn't deserve that. What are your thoughts on Steve Martin's role in Looney Tunes Back in Action? Uh, did not watch the whole film. I just seen the trailer to it, and wasn't a fan of the trailer. I think Space Jam is a much better film. Have you seen the John Candy film Uncle Buck? No, I haven't seen it though, and I know people are gonna be like, "What? You never saw Uncle Buck?" That's basically John Candy's best film. But I haven't seen it. I've seen, clips here and there of it. I know Macaulay Culkin's in it, but got to get around to checking that film out. Let's see here. Who is your favorite actor and actress that have passed away? John Ritter, Lucille Ball are the two that come to mind. Jackie Gleason's another one. So those are the ones that come to mind. Can you do a review on the '89 Batman film and the sequels? I will sometime down the line. Favorite booby trap with Marv and Harry in Home Alone 1 and 2. Of course, Joe Pesci's character, Harry, with the blowtorch from the first film. I know they did that in the second film, but the first film it was a lot more funnier. And in Home Alone 2, they were reusing some of the traps from the first film, like the blowtorch and the paint cans. Also, for Daniel Stern's character Marv, my favorite trap was the shock treatment that he got in Home Alone 2, where he was basically in shock and he saw like the skeleton. I remember when I first saw that, I like freaked out because the skeleton, was shown out of nowhere. But it was funny though. But those are my favorite traps from both the Home Alone films. Thoughts on Tom Brady? Overrated. He's overrated. Which of these Scooby-Doo direct-to-video movies do you like? Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost or Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolves? I've seen Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost like a little bit, but my favorite Scooby-Doo film, direct-to-video film, was the Alien Invaders one. I remember my sister had, I think she still has that film on DVD, and we watched it a lot. That was the one that I really liked. Do you like the Austin Powers films? Haven't watched them all the way through. What is your favorite late night talk show host? David Letterman, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Conan O'Brien, Seth Meyers. My favorite is Kimmel. I watch Kimmel every single night. And I'm a fan of Jimmy Kimmel. I became a fan of his after watching, Win Ben Stein's Money, where he was the co-host to that. Which that was the first show that started his career. I know he was a radio jockey before he was on TV, but then he went from Win Ben Stein's Money to the Man Show, which was a Comedy Central show, and then he got his own late night talk show, which we see now. So I like Jimmy Kimmel. I'm a fan of his. Have you ever watched the show Gilmore Girls? No, haven't watched it. Never did. What are your favorite Rugrats videotapes? My favorite ones were the vacation one, because they had the vacation episode, which is hardly seen now in reruns because of the music right, because they used the Go Go's vacation song at the beginning of the episode. Another one was Tommy Troubles, was one of my favorite uh, Rugrats VHSs, because it had the baseball episode. The baseball episode is one of my favorites. Uh, what else? What else comes to mind? The Dr. Tommy Pickles one. And those are the ones that I could think of, that come off the top of my head. I also have the A Baby's Gotta Do What a Baby's Gotta Do VHS, which that was the first Rugrats tape that that was given to me, because my aunt used to buy me the VHS tapes, because she would work out in the city and she would be near J&R Music World, which was this electronic store, sell like TVs, computers, movies, CDs. I don't think it's there in the city anymore. They went out of business, though, I think. Do you play Seen It? I used to play Seen It. I have the movie Seen It, and the TV show one somewhere. Favorite former Cartoon Network show? Powerpuff Girls. Favorite 20th Century Fox film? Home Alone. Favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon? The Flintstones. The Flintstones is my all-time favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Did you ever play any Scooby-Doo video games growing up? No, I haven't. Where's your favorite 90s Nickelodeon logo? The Splat logo is the one that we all remember. Are you a fan of R.L. Stine? I haven't read, the Goosebumps books. I was never a Goosebumps fan. I did actually like that show, The Nightmare Room, which I remember liking, because it had one episode that had Amanda Bynes in it, another episode that had Shia LaBeouf, and it dealt with like a doll that Shia LaBeouf used to love, and the doll came to life, I think, and it was played by the Sprouse brothers, Dylan or Cole Sprouse. So I liked that show, The Nightmare Room. Favorite Goosebumps episode? Never watched the show. Favorite MGM film? A Christmas Story. Favorite Universal film? Back to the Future. Do you like Ariana Grande? She's a good singer. I like Ariana Grande. I liked her in Victorious, where she played Kat. And I think that set the point where everybody fell in love with Ariana Grande, and they were like, oh, she's a great actress. I also liked her on Sam and Cat, which that show only lasted one season, which that show should have went on, for a whole lot longer. But I like Ariana Grande. I think she's a great singer. And were you a fan of Bill Nye the Science Guy? I did like Bill Nye the Science Guy. I remember watching it every afternoon on PBS, and then the show was put into syndication, I think, for reruns. I was more of a fan of that show, Beakman's World, which the character of Beakman wasn't, a real scientist. He was just an actor playing a scientist, and he had the guy dressed in a rat suit. And I was more a fan of Beakman's World than Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I still like Bill Nye the Science Guy. So thank you, Matthew Johnson, for your questions. Next set of questions come from Matthew Twinklewish Starlight Media TM. First question is: any PBS Kids shows that you grew up with that you still remember to this day? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Zoom, the 90s reboot, Shine Time Station, which Shine Time Station was the show that got me into loving trains, and also got me being a fan of Thomas the Tank Engine, because that show introduced the U.S. audience to Thomas the Tank Engine, which was developed in the UK. And after watching Shine Time Station when I was a kid, I became the hugest Thomas fan. Had the VHSs of Thomas the Tank Engine. Had all the trains like Thomas, Percy, Gordon. I had all those, and it also had like the play sets. But Shine Time Station was a fun show. It was a great show. It was a classic PBS show, and you had George Carlin in the last two seasons of that show played Mr. Conductor, who was like this little guy who would live in the station walls. In the first season, it was played by Ringo Starr. I remember Didi Khan played Stacey Jones, who was the head manager of the station. We all know Didi Khan. She played Frenchie in Grease. But when you think of Shine Time Station, when you look back on the show, the only two things you remember of that show, of course, Didi Khan as Stacey Jones, Thomas, the Tank Engine, and one of the most popular characters of that show was Schemer, which that character ended up owning the arcade. He ended up running the arcade in the station. And Schemer was such a funny character. And basically, I heard the actor who played him, I think Brian O'Connor is his name. He did a lot of improv in the role of Schemer. Like some of the stuff I heard, like he improv some stuff, and they just let him do what he had to do to make it funny. But Schemer was one of my favorite characters in that show when I was a kid. But it's a shame that that show is no longer is not on DVD. But I do hope in the future it does come out on DVD, because I know the episodes are here on YouTube. I think the complete series is here on YouTube of it. But I would like to get an official DVD of it, because it's such a great show. It's a classic. It's a very funny show, and it's worth watching. Another show that comes to my mind that was on PBS was a show called The Puzzle Place, which had characters portrayed as puppets, and they were living in this like great, good-looking style like house, which I like that show too. Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego is another one. Ghost Rider is another PBS show that I still remember to this day. And I know they brought it back on Apple TV. It was like a reboot of it, but haven't seen it. And possibly if I do ever get a chance to watch the series, I'm gonna be like, the '90s series is better. But I do have the first season on DVD, which that was the only season that they released on DVD, because Shout Factory ended up releasing it. His next question is, back in 2004, what did you think of the SpongeBob movie? I didn't see it, but I remember how hyped it was on Nickelodeon. Do you remember Disney Channel back then, like the 90s, 2000s, 2007? Yes, I do remember. I do remember, 90s Disney Channel. It had a lot of rerun shows, old school Disney stuff. 2000s, of course, you had Lizzie McGuire. You had the Disney Channel original movies, which Tiger Cruise is one of my favorite Disney Channel original movies, which that film took place on like a cruise, and it starred Hayden Panettiere from Heroes, who played Claire Bennett on Heroes. And it took place around September 11th. So that was one of my favorite films. Another one was called True Confessions, which had Shia LaBeouf playing a a mentally challenged guy, which that was a very sad movie. So, but I do remember Disney Channel back in those years when it was actually good. When it was actually good. Rugrats or SpongeBob? Rugrats by far. Other Pixar movies you are into than Toy Story, other than Toy Story. Inside Out. I love Inside Out. Wally. Up. Up is a great film. Very sad. But I do like the how that film looks with with the animation and the balloons lifting up the house, the old man's house. Monsters Incorporated. I haven't seen Monsters University yet. A Bug's Life, which I think A Bug's Life is the most underrated Pixar film. Like hardly ever hear people talk about A Bug's Life. So, but those are my favorite Pixar films. I have to see the more recent ones. I know Soul is coming out on Christmas Day, which I do want to get a chance to see that film. So yeah, so thank you, Matthew Twinklewish Starlight Media TM, for the questions. This next one comes from Mick Arcreasy. What is your favorite Toy Story movie? Well, out of all four of them, Toy Story 2 is my favorite one. I think Toy Story 2 was equally as good as the first film. Toy Story 3, I love that also. Toy Story 4 was very enjoyable too. So I love all the Toy Story films, but Toy Story 2 is possibly one of my favorites out of those films, out of the Toy Story films. And then the last set of questions comes from Texan Guy 47. His questions are: thinking of Halloween, are you a horror movie fan? And if so, what are some of your favorite movies? I'm not a huge horror fan, but I like some horror films. Like like Halloween, Happy Birthday to Me. It's a slow movie, but I remember liking it. It was a slasher film. Alien is another one. Do you like ASMR videos? I don't know. I don't know what ASMR is, though, or the abbreviation of it. How young were you when you were interested in WWE? Well, I got introduced to WWE by my cousin. My cousin was a huge wrestling fan, and he would watch it every single week. He would do like the moves, and I started watching it with him one day, and I was loving what I saw. Good guys versus bad guys. Baby face and the heel go at it in the ring, and right then from there, it took my love of wrestling took off. I'm still a fan to this day. But I got into WWE like 2000 when the Attitude Era was still going. So I've been a fan for 20 years. Been a pro wrestling fan for 20 years. Next questions. Do you get bored staying at home during this pandemic? Well, sometimes I do, but I go to work, and when I feel up to it, I go for walks. I hang out with some friends. Just doing outside stuff. But it's bored staying at home during the pandemic. You can't really go pretty much to the movies, or if you go out, you got to social distance yourself. But you got to make what's best. You know, when you got to make what's best during this pandemic. But hopefully it ends. Next year. Hopefully a vaccine could come out. I know doing a vaccine, it takes a long while to do. But I just want life to return to normal. Like everybody goes out, has a good time. What genre of music do you listen to when you want to chill out? I listen to pop music, 80s, 90s, 2000s music. So, have you ever watched Bob Ross on PBS? I haven't. I never watched Bob Ross, but I saw clips of Bob Ross, from time to time on TV, but never watched the whole episode. But from what I've seen, he did really awesome looking paintings. Uh, he was gifted to be a good painter, and sometime I'll probably watch one episode and check it out. So just watch one whole episode. So, but Bob Ross, may he rest in peace. I know that he's no longer with us. But that's it for the Q&A. So thank you guys for sending in your questions. I was gladly enough to answer them for all of you. And I'm gonna end the live stream right here. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with me on this live stream. Thank you all for the birthday comments. I really appreciate them. And I will see you all back here for the SmackDown review tomorrow night. And definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later. I'm going to head out in a few for dinner with my friends. So I will see you all later, and thank you all for joining me on this live, birthday stream.